We are live.
What is up? What is up? What is up? How you doing, Adam?
I am doing good. It's good to be back. It was also a
Yeah.
good week off, but I'm excited to be back.
Thank you for being back. I really appreciate it.
It's hard to do on your own, huh?
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
it's
I
hard
I
to do
was
on
like
your own.
squeezing out 30 minutes, but it's also like you don't have that other person talking to you and you don't
Bouncing off, yeah.
necessarily. So you're just kind of like looking at this camera and you're just like continuously coming up with ideas and thought processes. And it's like almost if you're talking, it's exactly if you're talking to yourself, but with an audience that's not there yet.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
You're talking in
Yeah.
the present, in the future, and when we're here, we're talking in the present, somewhat
Yeah.
into the future. Um, Quick episode, I should say.
Yeah, and then I did say last week that we have the Ahsoka review coming up. Promise that will be done by Friday.
Okay.
I hope so. I have to catch up. That's my bad. I just haven't caught up with Ahsoka. I know Adam loved it. You did, right?
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into it. No, no, no. I'm not. I won't say anything. I won't say anything until we talk about it. Won't say anything until we talk about it.
Okay, yeah, but
That's
yeah,
it.
pretty
That's
much
it.
a quick episode. Episode 143. Thanks again for tuning in weekly. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and like this video, and also hit the notification button as well. We really appreciate that. Weekly videos will resume. Every other week, the videos will resume. I have been lagging majorly,
Me
but I do have
too.
them planned. I'm sorry. I love hearing Movie News Monday though. I
Uh,
love hearing Movie News Monday,
New
but
job,
let's not
work,
corner each other
school has
into
been.
a wall.
Yeah, yeah. They're coming back soon. They're coming back. Don't worry.
They are,
Yeah.
which is really important, and I think that's what matters at the end of the day because we are both. But yeah,
Busy
technically this is
bees.
a quick episode with a bit of movie news and then an update on what's to come. So
Yeah, definitely. Dude, I just want to give you some major props because you had that down on the hit the notification bell, like and subscribe. You had that down, man. It sounded straight
I'm
like an
getting better,
influencer,
right? I
man.
think I
Straight
think
like
it's
an
getting
influencer.
I think it's kind of getting I think it's like less monologue and more of like muscle memory,
Uh
if
huh.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm still very nervous though.
Okay.
If you can't
Okay. You
see.
don't sound.
Uh
So there's that.
I'm very much nervous. I actually have a live I have a guest in my audience.
Nice.
hmm Shout out to Julian. He's here with me. Um and my cat Martina. She never misses an episode. She's always here.
Always supporting us.
Yeah. But without further ado, let's get into the box office and we'll talk about the two topics after.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming in at number 5, I should say, is The Blind, which is it's a
Based on a true story, I remember doing it last week, and it's based on a true story. It's based on a famous guy. I'm not entirely too sure, but it's surprisingly still in the top five because last week it was in the top five, and I think the week prior was in the fourth spot.
mhm.
But I'm not too sure. It's making money though. What's this weekend like looking?
So it came in at $3.2 million, bringing the grand total up to $10 million, $10.9 million, I should say. It's only released domestically, which I'm going to assume that was the case as well last week. Well, yeah, obviously, because it's not international this week at all.
Yeah,
But it's about the guy from Duck Dynasty. Is that correct?
is that right? The
Uh,
Duck Dynasty guy? I heard it was
so.
just like it was a reality TV person, which if that makes sense, yeah, it's probably Duck Dynasty for sure.
Yeah. Long before Phil Robertson was a reality TV star, he fell in love and started a family, but his demons threatened to tear his life apart. This is a true story that started a dynasty.
Oh,
The Duck Dynasty.
the
Look at
writer was in his
that.
bag.
Writer was, yeah,
He was
whoever
like
wrote this
he's probably
synopsis.
typing it. It was like, oh, I got him.
Yep, he
I
in
got
his
him.
bag, bro. That's funny.
That was pretty punny. I like that.
I have no idea.
Who this person is.
Well, I know what Duck Dynasty is, but I had no idea that this film existed. I haven't seen it. I'll be real. Probably skip. No offense to the people who made this film. Um, you know.
Unless it's like a director, unless it's an artist that I do enjoy and listen to, I will not watch a biopic.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or if it's like based on like a documentary and it's a murderer, then I'll watch it. However, I've skipped a couple like not documentaries just
Mm.
because like I just don't appreciate that.
This
But
is this is really random. The view speaking on like serial killers and stuff like that. I just stumbled upon Ted Bundy's photos from the electric chair. I was spiraling today at one of my
how
breaks
did you
at
stumble
work.
up? Were you on Reddit?
I was on TikTok and I
Oh, okay.
spiraled there. So then I looked it up on the internet, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's so bad." They're okay. Maybe it's just me. I didn't think they were that bad. I didn't think.
Desensitized.
Yeah,
We're
I am.
desensitized.
You're
Yeah,
right.
we've
I
seen
am.
worse.
I'm
Yeah,
very, very desensitized.
yeah.
You know.
I saw Saw 10 last week, so it's like whatever.
Oh, it's like a normal Tuesday. No big deal.
Yeah, it's like
Normal
it was.
Tuesday.
Oh, he's fried,
Oh, poor
fried
dude.
chicken.
Poor dude. No, 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 no. Well, he was a bad guy, so he.
Absolutely
You
terrible
know,
guy.
is what
Yeah,
it is. Is what it
I
is.
can't believe Zac Efron played him.
Yeah. Did you see that?
No,
It's on Netflix. It's worth a watch. It paints him in a light where you're rooting for him, which is
that's weird.
right.
That's
Well,
weird. That's
yeah,
weird. That's
yeah,
weird. That's weird. That's
exactly.
very weird.
You
That's
want
weird.
him. You want
Times
him
10.
to be wrong. You want it to be not true, but it is. It
Yeah,
is.
I don't
It
think
is what it is.
it
But
is what it is.
yeah. Coming in at number 4 is a creator at $6.2 million, bringing its grand total up to $62 million. 26 of that being domestic, and 36 of that being international. We both had the
Should we
privilege to see
say
this. What?
the
Flop?
F word? Yeah.
I don't think anybody expected it to be big though.
I listen, I think the early reviews were kind of setting that precedent of being like it's going to be big. If you like sci-fi movies, it will be
Yeah.
around the staples. It'll be around like the Terminator, Alien
It's a
kind,
niche
right?
film.
Like, or like shoot, even iRobot. I mean,
Yeah.
um, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like guaranteed flop. I think it might be. I don't know. It wasn't even in like the top one. I mean, the fact that it's in the top five is great, but it hasn't even.
It feels very much of like a niche film. Like you have to know what you're wanting to go look in this film. It's like cuz like iRobot has that push that are from Will Smith. Like Will Smith fans at the time
Right.
were going to see that. Like other than, if you don't know that that's Denzel's son and David Washington, you're not going to know really anybody in this film.
That's
Like
true.
not to say that Gemma Chan isn't an A-list. Like,
He's he's a fantastic lead though.
yeah,
He
100%.
really is. He's really engaging, and you root for him throughout the entire thing. I think it's just the ending, and I think we during our spoiler review we did beg to question you guys and the audience whether this movie is good because it's visually pleasing or is it good because it's of its story, and whether they can match, like whether they can meet in the middle. And I don't think they did. And I feel like it fell short. I've had a couple friends that have reached out to me saying they did enjoy it. Um, but again, I think it just falls onto that category of like, okay, I also too,
Yeah,
I think it's like in a weird season to come out with,
100%. It
I
does
think it's
better
placement.
in a summer setting.
I think it was absolutely, I think because of the juggernauts that we did have with Barbenheimer, um, kind of kicked it out of the park in
No,
terms of a summer
100%.
movie. Even with the Mission Impossible, the fact that it squeezed in there during June 2 or earlier, right?
I think July actually.
Oh,
A couple
July,
weeks,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, this is a film we're going to remember for editing and budget size.
Uh-huh.
The fact that they made it look this good on such a small budget, like we said, that we're gonna remember. At this point, there is no excuse. Like
Oh,
there's no excuse.
100%. Yeah, you'll like
That was a thing that
even
we
the
agreed
CGI
on.
was
Yeah,
fantastic. Like everything about the movie was visually stunning.
yeah.
Makes you really question where Marvel's going to be putting their money in, but
No, one
we'll
hundred
see.
percent. But like at the point that they're at, they're paying actors. That's what they're paying. Like
Right.
that's majority of probably the film's budget. But coming in at number 3 is Saw 10 or Saw X, making $7.8 million, bringing its grand total up to $56 million. 33 of that being domestic and 23 of that being international. This is flop territory, and I think like you don't have to know, you don't have to question that a Saw film is going to be flop territory.
Saw has an intended audience though.
Yeah.
It has a target audience. It has people who have been loyal to the franchise. However, I don't think I've ever had a conversation with my little horror community being like, "Hey, by the way, Saw franchise," and then discourse. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's mostly like other like type of slashers mostly, and this is the whole. I think Saw itself, it's its own horror category.
100%.
100%. Yeah. Um,
It's
but is it a good film? Absolutely. I personally think it was.
a lot of people were saying that this is one of the better Saw films that we've had in a while. I haven't checked it out. They were apparently giving out puke bags with this film. Did you get one?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, that would have been
No, I
great if
didn't.
they
I
actually were. I
didn't.
would have
You
been
know what I
impressed.
did get? I did
What?
get anxiety. That's all I got.
Okay.
I got anxiety and I was squirming in my seat and I was also just nervous. And I enjoyed it. The pacing in the beginning was a little slow.
Mhm.
But it was just one of those things where it made you question whether you're like actually sympathizing and humanizing um the Kramer guy, aka Jigsaw,
Yeah.
John Kramer, because like you know who he is, and there's plenty of movies to know. But the best analogy for a Saw movie has been Saw has been like Fast and the Furious. After the fifth one, it falls off.
After the third one, Saw fell off.
Which, in hindsight, think about it, it kind of does with like Tokyo Drift, because Tokyo Drift was like completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fast 5 is the revival, and then 6 was okay, and then everybody went to go see 7 because of Paul Walker's passing. I mean, people were still going to see it, but that film made a lot of its marketing was on unintentional marketing was on the fact
Unintentional
that,
part was because of Paul Walker's
yeah,
death.
unfortunate
You're right.
death,
That's
untimely
fact.
death.
Yeah. I did forget about that. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't forget about Paul Walker passing. I just kind of forgot about that aspect in
The
terms of
film
the
sold
movie.
itself, unfortunately, on him passing at
Yeah.
last so suddenly.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
But
But
coming
you know
in,
what?
uh,
What's number two?
coming
Because I'm
in at number
curious.
2 is Paw Patrol: The Mighty Movie, making $11.3 million. Grand
You
total.
mean Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Is that what it is? Did you see this?
No, but did you see the marketing behind this movie? I've talked about it in the previous episode and I talked about it before.
Look,
Everything about this marketing for this freaking movie has been very on brand with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. The 1991 or yeah, 1991, and then also the recent one that we both went to go see 3 times.
you know what? That doesn't bug me only because if you watch Trolls World Tour, it is literally Infinity War.
Oh, like Fast 10?
Oh yeah. But
Because
like,
Fast 10 was also Infinity War.
yes, but Trolls World Tour literally ripped off Thanos because you have a purple troll who is going through the 6 different, looking for the 6
So you
different.
saw Trolls World Tour?
I have not my choice.
No,
Hold up.
not even like sorry, not even like shaming you on that. I'm like, I never got a chance. I don't think I've even seen the first one.
It's the only one I've seen. It's the only one I've seen.
Got it.
My cousin came over during the pandemic. My younger cousin Ariana was younger at the time, so he bought it in the pandemic so that we can all watch it. He's funny. Shout out Gilo. Gilo, I know you don't listen. I know you don't watch. Shame on you. But shout out to Gilo because he bought it and he wanted all of us to watch it because he paid for it. So he wanted to make sure that people got their money's worth for the film.
How much did he pay?
The $20 that he spent on Trolls World Tour that he still owns. But he bought it for my younger cousin Adiana.
I would never.
Yeah, but
I'd never. That's
it's
really
sitting
funny.
at $88 million, 40 of that being domestic and 48 of that being international.
48 domestic, 88 of that being international.
No, 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 sorry. 40 of that domestic, 48 of that international.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And coming in at number one, kind of no surprise, it is October. The Exorcist Believer making $26.5 million. Grand total up to 46 million worldwide. 28 of that being domestic and 17 of that being international. Oh, it's been out. So this was its first week. We heard the reviews. They weren't
Holy shit. I mean, sorry. Yeah, sorry. They were not good.
they were not
They
kind to
were
this film.
not good whatsoever. Let me show you something that I saw and I sent to my roommate. So Saw 10, right? Saw 10
Mhm.
came out with an 84 on Rotten Tomatoes. The Exorcist Believer by executive produced by was it Gordon Green, 24%.
Yikes.
Big yikes. And then there was a thing that, according to Critical Overload on Twitter, he states William Friedkin's alleged thoughts on David Gordon Green's The Exorcist Believer, and this is quoted by him. This could be taken slightly with a grain of salt, but I think it was really funny when I read this, and I had to send. But it says Ed, the guy who made those new Halloween sequels, is about to make one to my movie, The Exorcist. That's right. My signature film is about to be extended by the guy who made Pineapple Express. I don't want to be around when that happens, but if there's a split world and I come back, I plan to possess David Gordon Green and make his life a living hell.
I saw that.
What? Also, hold up. Pineapple Express in its own lane is completely a fantastic movie. Like, okay.
I get
Also,
I get where he's coming from. I understand that, but I don't think you should question the filmmaker. It's kind of like Scorsese. It's like it
you
reminds me of
should
like
question the writer and like the
yeah.
studios, I think. The
Look,
studio head.
look. Nobody saw this film being bad. This film came out of nowhere with a trailer out of like nobody was expecting this trailer to begin to be the opening credit or the opening trailer at Oppenheimer. At
The
least
last, yeah, we were pissed. We were like, this is against our will.
yeah, Also, too, yeah. Do we know this film was like coming? Yeah, but I thought like it was just gonna be like something we just, that kind of just like, oh yeah, it came out. Nobody's really talking about it. I mean, Taylor Swift defeated it before it even came out.
Yeah, it got
So
moved.
yeah,
Literally got moved a week earlier because Taylor Swift, which I will be seeing. I will be there.
I think it's a little weird that not a little weird, but it's so interesting that Saw X is technically critically acclaimed, and this film, which the original is well loved, but so is the original Saw. The original Saw holds up
Oh,
so
yeah.
well today.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Um,
the first Saw for sure. I think the sequel was okay. Third one I think was better. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember them that well. With Exorcist Believer, I will not be watching. I'm sorry.
it is
I'm
what it
still kind
is.
of mad with Gordon Green because he took he took Michael Myers and kind of just like I don't know. I got the vision in retrospect when you look at Halloween Ends. I can understand the psychological effect of a town being plagued by a serial killer and how it affected its people. I like that vision. I understand it and how it can torment and create a new monster in its own
Yeah,
with a different generation and like the town grieving into that. However, was it was it ass? Yeah, it was.
yeah.
It was hella ass and like not even in the good way. It was just bad. And I was so upset because and then I found out and then this is just the beginning, which by the way, if this movie flops,
Well, it's a flop. It's a flop. The Exorcist Believer is a flop. It's gonna
if it
be.
flops, this is supposed to be like one of three.
Oh, that's right. No, if this
Yeah.
flops, this cancels the rest.
This cancels, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's strike one and you're out. I mean, come
Direct to
on.
streaming. If you ask, if any of the rest are filmed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, me
Yeah.
personally, I wasn't gonna see it.
I'm not. We both agreed. I think we
Yeah.
both agreed early on in the year. We were like, we're not seeing this movie.
One.
I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna see it.
I'll be
I
honest. I'm
remember
too
my
scared to
roommate
see it.
Brian was like, we saw the trailer, and I think everybody laughed in our theater
Yeah.
after the trailer, and like
Yeah.
no one took it seriously. And I feel bad because I do feel bad for like us talking a movie, because in some future in some form or way. Maybe in a different parallel universe. I'm a director and someone's like asked about my movie.
Yeah, but I think
And
like
that would hurt my feelings.
I think like though too, like it's just like you can do an Exorcist film. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you want to do a direct sequel, you need to know what you're doing. You need
Exactly.
to know.
Exactly.
There is something about the Exorcist film that makes it what it is for its time. Can you duplicate that? Probably not. Probably not. If they went out and said, "Hey, we're remaking the original Exorcist," that's a whole different. That's a whole different like thing in itself.
Right.
Because if the remake does bad, that's fine. You still have the original. If the
Exactly.
remake is better, which in most cases it's not, it is what it is. Because like if for whatever reason we get a weird anomaly like where the Rob Zombie's Halloween is arguably better than the original Halloween, but
Yeah.
it's just like then great. But if not, then you have the original. No big deal. No hard feelings. That's why I say Disney remake the original trilogy. Because if it sucks, you still have the originals.
Uh-huh.
But moving on, this is interesting because this finally we got some confirmed news. We've been talking about it, been buzzing for the last year that Sony was doing this. We finally got. I don't know what they're labeling them. I'm
Yeah,
calling
because
them
I
the
remember
Slim.
when the PlayStation 2 Slim came out, that was
Yeah,
what it was called. Same thing with the PS3.
yeah. I'm calling them the
Just Slim.
PS5 Slims. That's what I'm
I
calling
think
them.
it's gonna be called the PS5 Slim. There can't be anything else. Which, by the way, they look pretty freaking nice.
I like them. I still like the OG model though. I like the big model. I maybe
You like them thick?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I'm a thick boy. So, anyways, Sony came out, our PlayStation came out saying introducing a new look for PS5. A new
Uh huh.
PS5 model is launching this holiday season. The PlayStation engineering and design teams collaborated on a new form factor that provides a greater choice and flexibility. The same technology features that makes the PS5 the best to play are packed into a similar form factor along with a attachable Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive and a terabyte of solid state drive for more internal storage. The new PS5 has been reduced in its volume by more than 30% and weight by 18% and 24% compared to the previous models. There are 4 separate panels with the top portion in a glossy look while the bottom remains in matte. If you purchase the PlayStation 5 edition, you can add the disc drive for the PS5 later, as it will be sold separately. This is the big.
That's awesome because I made the mistake of doing the digital edition, and now I regret it when I want to buy like 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray movies,
I
and I
told you,
can't because
man.
I can only stream them.
Yeah, I told you. Buy the disc. Buy
You're
the
right.
disc.
You're right. And I feel like a dummy. I feel like when you like upgrade and it's August and you should have waited until September for the new iPhone and you didn't, and now
Yeah.
that's how I feel
Have you
yet
seen the
again.
photos of the PS5? Have you seen them?
I have,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
You
put
sent
them.
me a
Oh,
couple earlier. They
I
look
have it
fantastic.
obviously right here. So this has been the rumor that Sony is making a new PlayStation 5. It's gonna have a detachable disc drive, and you're gonna be able to sell it. The rumor was that it would come automatically, that there was gonna be one model, just the PS5 with the disc drive, but you can take it off if you don't want it, because apparently the disc, the I forgot which model specifically. One of them was losing Sony a lot of money. I don't remember which one. It doesn't really matter
This
at this point.
probably was okay.
Um, but point is, they're coming out with a new model. There's 4 separate panels. I don't see the need, other than aesthetic wise, to have the notch on the side that doesn't have detachability. Um, because the way I look at it is, the side, if you do new side plates, they're gonna look weird. If that makes sense, do you get what I mean?
What, like the cover?
Yeah, like
Okay.
there's gonna be that random notch. For example, because like the way I see it is like, okay, they just came out with the Spider-Man PS5. Spider-Man
Uh-huh.
PS5 just launched last week, or not last month, I should say, where people were actually having it in hand. why did you wait for the holiday season to do this PS5? Like, why wouldn't you launch a brand like why wouldn't the Spider-Man Edition PS5 be the newest
Be
model?
included. Oh, you're right. Yeah, that would have
Be
been
the
way better
newest model.
marketing.
Exactly,
Especially
because now
if you have like the Spider-Man 2 Miles Morales, you could have released one in red and black.
exactly. Exactly. In my opinion, it's also a marketing ploy because think of it this way. Let's just say for a month and a half, people thought, or even when did Spider-Man like PS2 or Spider-Man 2 pre-orders went on in like July or June, whatever, whenever they pre-ordered. For about 3 to 4 months, you would have had people thinking, "Hey, I'm the only one who's gonna have this new PS5 for like the next year or so." And then Sony drops it and be like, "Hey,
Um,
no, they're actually coming out this holiday season." I'm just thinking of this from like a marketing ploy, like how shitty of it, because like I'm gonna be honest, I still want the Spider-Man PS5. Like that is something I do plan on buying and selling
uh-huh.
my PS5 so that I can get this. I don't care
They
about this
haven't
one.
sold out, right?
No,
Okay.
I don't care about this one. I don't care about this one. I don't care about, see, like console size doesn't really make a difference to me just because like where I place my consoles, any size console is gonna fit.
Right.
I understand this is more convenient, but honestly, in my opinion, the disc drive, the way it looks, it's too bulky for the model they're going for.
It kind of looks like a skyscraper
Yeah. Yeah.
from the perspective of like if you have it facing upwards, horizontal. I mean, yeah, vertically.
Oh,
But the only good thing about I see from this news update is just the attachable Ultra HD Blu-ray
that's cool. I will admit
compartment.
that
That's
is
the only
cool.
thing I can say. Because like, yeah, what if like obviously like they probably caught like I'm one of them that I got the digital and I'm like crap. I
Yeah.
should have got the DVD one.
Yeah.
However, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess it's just a weird it is a weird marketing. You have a very good point there because who is this intended for? Just like people that want to have an extra one, or I don't know. They're not like iPhones. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all gonna do the same thing anyway,
Yeah.
but they're just coming out in different versions. I mean, like, yeah,
Here's another weird thing too. I
that's
thought,
exactly an iPhone.
yeah, here's another thing. The controller is exactly the same. I don't know if they'll add features to it. I guess needs to do a pause.
Bless you. Bless you.
Sorry, apologize, guys. Everybody listening. But I don't know if they'll add features to the controller because that's something they do when they release slims or new models. The controllers get an update. Usually they'll have an extra light, or they'll be like DualShock 3.5 or DualShock whatever. I don't know exactly what DualShock they're on right now, but they'll be like, oh hey, the controller's gonna have more, you know, vibrations, or it's going to have more feedback in game, so it feels more, so there's more of reaction when you're playing, whether it's an action game or playing something like that. Also, another thing too, here's the biggest thing in my opinion: a vertical stand is now sold separately, so you will not be getting a stand with your PS5,
What?
which is a slap to the face to anybody who is choosing to wait on a PS5 for the slim. um
That's no. Why are they?
in my opinion, that's incentive to go out and buy the big one, the original model, because they're still going to have original models in store. The stock is there now. Anybody can just go in and buy a PS5 if you want.
Yeah,
Think about
yeah,
how long we had the PS4, like the matte, like the original eraser style, and the slim.
right.
It took a while for the original models to leave.
That's true.
So
Yeah. But most of the times though, I remember a lot of people just buying the Slim anyway.
yeah,
People had the bulk, but it's only like they were the first ones that were out originally, like they went later on and went and got the Slim.
I don't
If
I don't remember how. Well, because here's the thing: PS5 is probably going to be in a shorter life cycle than what the PS4 was, because the PS4 lasted close to 10 years, and it took them about 3 to 4 years before they released the Slim. They're doing this in year 3, mind you. Year 1, nobody was able to get a PS5, so they're really doing this in year 2 of people actually having one in hand. So this is probably going to be like the life cycle is probably going to be a couple years shorter than the PS4. I would have to assume around 2 years. It's going to be shorter.
Yeah.
If you're doing a redesign to the PS5, do a redesign to the controller because now you have a big ass. You have a controller with half the size of your console.
You can't half-ass a remodel.
Exactly. You go all in. But you don't. But clearly Sony didn't. I'm criticizing this because Sony went in half. They half-assed this, in my opinion.
They
The
definitely
disc drive is
half-assed
as
it, and they
bulky and the
definitely,
controller is bulky. It doesn't look good. It's a weird pairing.
yeah.
Will I buy it? Probably just for the thrill of actually getting that high of buying it.
I want them to I want them to have more like a 360 view of this.
Yeah.
I want them to actually like do a release video like they usually do and just kind of be like with what kind of more enhancement. You got to sell your product all over again if you're going to do a remodel. But you
More
got
or
to sell it
less.
right.
Unless they start just doing special editions with it. It would have been smart to sell it in special editions. Spider-Man being one of them, because now there's incentive. There's no incentive to go out and buy this, other than the fact that bigger storage, weird disk drive, detachable, I guess.
Yeah,
At
which
least
is
I don't
funny
think
because
so.
like the way it looks, it doesn't look detachable at all.
Yeah. The only thing that
Yeah.
gives it away is that notch, that black notch in between.
Yeah.
You know? I
Yeah,
don't know.
literally. It could. Yeah.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
I don't know. I don't know.
But perfect,
Crazy.
right? I don't know because, like, in my opinion, they maybe they waited. Maybe they. I don't know. Maybe you should have waited a year on this, just because everybody just got a PS5 last year. Nobody's gonna be in the market for a new one this year.
Yeah.
Think about how
No,
many
of
people
course
got
not. Absolutely not.
PS5s.
I think what's in my Christmas list is a Nintendo Switch, an iPad, and a Kindle. Not a PS5. But if they do release the attachable DVD thing, then that's going to be on there for sure too.
Yeah, but you'll have to buy a brand new PS5.
Wait. Oh,
You'll
that's
have,
the part where I'm
yeah,
confused.
that's where
Okay,
you're
that's the part where I'm
screwed.
confused. That's
That's
where
where you're screwed.
I'm screwed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Again.
because this is a smaller console. You're screwed. If you want the detachable disc drive, Miguel, you have to go out and buy a brand new PS5.
So what? So is it better to just sell my PS5
You can try
for
to.
like literally half the price at this point?
Yeah.
Because especially with the newer models, prices are, the value for the XPS5s are not going to go. They're
So
probably they're gonna go low.
these also come at a cheaper price.
If
I
you go to
believe it's
GameStop, you'd probably be
$50.
like, yeah, $200 for this, or maybe less,
Good luck.
right?
The heart you're gonna have to sell it to somebody like on OfferUp. In all honesty, that's where your money's gonna be. I don't
Facebook
even.
Market.
I don't think Best Buy's taking them. Target's not taking them. GameStop is offering you crap. This is very interesting. Because in my opinion, just you can go out if you're in the market of a PS5. You can go out buy the Spider-Man one, get that cool controller, and then go out and buy the side plates if you really want a white PS5.
No,
You get what I mean?
yeah. I just wanna put in my Ultra HD 4K Blu-ray DVD into my PS5, but I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. So
That sucks.
that's
What the
where we're
hell,
at. I don't know.
Sony?
Dumb marketing decision by Sony, in my opinion.
That is very dumb. Absolutely. Will you get one?
For the high of it, and then go and sell it. Like, let's be honest.
For the resale value.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I buy a lot of things just to resell it. You know, you get. I think like as a consumer, you want the high of just purchasing something and opening up. Now, I will admit, since I've worked at Geek Squad, that feeling of needing to go out and get something and just to get the high of, oh, I bought something and let me open it, like, has diminished because every time I'm there, well, when I started Geek Squad, it's testing a PS5, testing an Xbox, testing a MacBook, or an iPad. iPads I test probably the most.
Oh,
So yeah. What do you got for
okay.
us to close this episode out?
Yeah, actually, I have really fun news. I talked about it briefly last week about a Scream 7 update. This one digs a little deeper in, and I got to thank Beyond the Mask on YouTube, who I love and follow on Twitter as well, because they linked me to a very good article by the Direct. And it states, according to the Wrap, Jenna Ortega is committed to Scream 7 despite her busy schedule. Following her career boosting role as Wednesday Addams in Netflix Wednesday, many question whether her new level of popularity will rule her out of Scream 7. As the Wrap reported, Warner Brothers may be in a rush to wrap up Beetlejuice 2 once the actor strikes begins to once the actor strike ends due to Ortega's return to both Wednesday season 2 and Scream 7. Basically, she's booked and busy. Um, Not only will Beetlejuice 2 need to finish filming, but so will the entirety of Wednesday season 2 before she can work on Scream 7. This could cause some conflicting schedules and timelines from three separate studios. The good news is Beetlejuice 2 hitting theaters on September 6, 2024, and is 99% done, according to director Tim Burton, who he stated via The Independent. However, Wednesday season 2 has yet to begin filming, but is at top of mind for Netflix once the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike concludes. It has. So where does that put Scream 7? Thus far, Scream 7 only has a director attached, which is Christopher Landon, who directed Happy Death Day and Freaky, but no writer it has signed on yet. Regardless, Scream and Scream 6 were released just 15 months apart, completely rejuvenating the franchise. Following with Scream 7 will not be released July 2024, so that trend will come to an end. It will most likely be released sometime 2025. If Scream 7 wants Jenna Ortega, it will have to wait. Wednesday season 1 was filmed for 7 months, so Ortega's schedule may not be open until mid 2024. So if they're on track again with the 7-month shoot, they could easily find themselves getting Wednesday. The way I see this going is obviously Beetlejuice 2 being completed, then going right into Wednesday, and then doing Scream 7. Furthermore, though, Beyond the Mask does kind of state that there is 3 different versions that have 3 different contracts that have been approached to Jenna Ortega. One of them is with a limited screen time of her character, Tara Carpenter, in Scream 7. Another one without her completely. And then the third one with just with her fully fleshed out in the entirety of the film. Now, if you think about Scream 3, this kind of has happened before with Scream 3 because Neve Campbell was also really busy during the filming of Scream 7. I mean Scream 3, and was also in a sense a limited role. She wasn't really the full focus, even though she was the main character and is also still the main character of the franchise. But because of her role being so limited, she's only there for like about roughly an hour of the film in its entire run. They could do the same thing with Jenna Ortega if you really think about it. However, there is speculation that because of her limited role, she may be the opening kill, even though she wasn't in the first Scream 2021. She could be a catalyst as to enhancing Sam Carpenter, her sister's story, in terms of her finally becoming a killer. Because technically Tara is the only person that is holding back Sam in this whole craze. She's on medication, she's off medication. In Scream 6, you saw a little bit of that and kind of becoming and adjusting to the fact that she's Billy Loomis's daughter, so forth and so forth. And then there's that also possibility of them not having her at all. But Jenna Ortega she is on for Scream 7. Now her entire role, we don't know yet. Same thing with Neve Campbell. Things are still under wraps. We don't know entirely yet. But in regards to the writers, I feel like there is a script already. I think it could be either Radio Silence that is coming back and just being writing credits, or a whole completely different writer. And I don't want that to happen because that could completely diminish everybody's story that's already been formulated with Scream 6. But again, things are up in the air. What do you think about this? What do you think about these 3 potential contracts for Jenna Ortega? And what do you essentially see it being the turnout?
So, obviously, like the biggest thing is if you want her fan base, you want that part of her fan base, the money she's going to bring in because of who she is, and obviously you need her in it. So, I'm going to be honest, I feel like scheduling wise, there's no issue because
I don't see it either. I agree.
Mainly because one, she's probably what's gonna happen is, let's say she goes back to Beetlejuice, she films for a month, okay, and then she immediately goes to Wednesday, and she's not done till mid 2026 or 2024, excuse me. then she goes immediately to Scream 5. The Scream films have never, like, the last two Scream films did not take long to shoot, nor did
Absolutely
they
not.
take long to edit. I don't see the issue with it. Could we see Scream 6 have a later 2025 release date? Absolutely.
Absolutely, and it should. I honestly feel as a fan, I don't want them to rush this movie whatsoever, and I don't want them to be their whole focus on Jenna Ortega. I understand the value of that, but that's a studio being a studio, and the fact that they're just pulling in a character, a personality, celebrity for money. Because at the end of the day, people would rather, I think personally myself, would rather see Nev Campbell return more than Jenna Ortega, even though we have grown to love her as a character in the past film. She is a really good lead because in this one, at least she wasn't sidelined. She wasn't in the hospital. She wasn't injured. In this one, she was fully fleshed out. And even Jenna was like, I got to explore more of Tara and who she is and what she is as a person, who she is with Sam, who she is without Sam. And I really feel like because they've set up this sisterhood that needs to be fully fleshed out and present, even more so and strong in Scream 7. There is also another rumor going around from a source that is also provided by Beyond the Mask, where he states that Scream 7 might take place during Christmas time for the first time ever in the franchise history. Now, that's a fun little Black Christmas meets slasher genre. I mean, obviously, Black Christmas is a slasher in its own, but uh, that would be really fun to explore. Now, the setting, we don't know entirely too sure. I think there was speculation that it's still going to take place in New York City, which is great, can do, especially with how well it worked as a location in the previous film. But it's a good orthodox way of viewing a horror film, the happiest time of the year, spending with friends and family, and then a murder happens. How can that all together be good for the plot? We'll have to find out. But honestly, I want Jenna to be in Scream 7, even if she's in a limited role, but I also don't want her because we've seen that already and it was sidelined. I don't want a character to be sidelined again, especially when you've grown to love her. I do want them to explore more of Sam and Tara together. But with Nev, now you have three powerhouses here, especially if they're going to bring back Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers, which of course they should. Now
She
you
gotta
have
be back, yeah.
five. No, you have four strong leads, and you got to really put in not only bring them back as legacy characters, but bring them back with importance because obviously there were Courtney Cox was silent in the previous film as well. We got a really good cat and mouse chase scene, and that was one of the best chase scenes we've had from Scream in a while. Not gonna lie, but did it serve a full purpose? No, it was just kind of more of a red herring, more of a distraction as towards the third act that led into the rest. And then that's also if Hayden Panettiere comes back too. Maybe she's just going to be in Scream 6. Who knows? She could be the new Dewey. I don't know.
I think
Especially with her being in the FBI now.
here's another thing too. Netflix is notorious for seasons to take longer than they should to release. There is no confirmation that the moment she finishes up on Beetlejuice, she's going to Wednesday production.
Yeah.
She may have time to fit Scream in before she goes to Wednesday.
Yeah. She
Because
could do it. I mean, what was it? Marty McFly during his whole biopic on Apple TV was literally leaving the set of Back to the Future and then going right into his sitcom. And they made a way for his sitcom to be like, yeah, let's incorporate the fact that he's always tired and sleeping or not involved just to accommodate the fact that he's going to be in one of the biggest movies during its time, a Steven Spielberg production. Yeah. She can do it. However, though, too, at the time, Michael J. Fox, he did state that was a lot for him, to
yeah.
be, and that's more important as well. Can she do it? Of course, but is she going to be burnout? Of course, they're at the end of the day, these are human beings. They're doing work. The studios can wait, especially after this whole thing with the strikes. It took so long for them to come to
Well,
an agreement.
maybe she won't be burnt out. Because
Right.
they've
Yeah.
had all this time
She
off.
was she was technically already kind of done with Beetlejuice. And if the fact that Tim Burton said that is 99% done, what exactly is there? Are you in post production? Are you editing? What is happening? Is there
Maybe
going to be
maybe she goes back
rewrites?
in. They do quick reshoots.
Yeah, you know, and then also too, she is going to be working with Tim Burton anyway. I, I think that's really nice, you know, because I'm pretty sure Tim Burton and her have developed a friendship, especially after working on a set, and then especially working after Wednesday season one.
Hmm.
Going into season two, you know, there's going to be some boundaries pushed, but also too, I think that's a really good relationship and a really good foundation for her and the director too, to kind of give her a break and be like, hey, I know you just went through a lot. Uh, here's the script.
Yeah, I don't see any issues. I don't see any issues.
I don't
Look,
know. It's just a recent update on Scream 7, which I'm really
yeah,
excited about because I loved it. I actually just finished watching it again. I see this movie every year. I was telling Julian about it. Um, and I love it. I think it's great. I'm excited for it. I don't care. I don't mind waiting. As long as everything gets done, I'm entrusting the director, Christopher Landon. I really do like his work. I think he's great behind the camera. I just want a good script, and I want every character in this finale, if it's going to be the last Scream, to have a good send out.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because Scream 3, it's aged like wine. And if you haven't yet, the new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray just released with a really cool art cover. It's red. It's a steelbook. You can probably catch it at Best Buy or Target. Um, and it's the screen. It's the 3 with Ned Campbell's eye in it, and it's fantastic. And it has aged like wine because I do personally love it a lot. And also, I think it's one of Adam's rolling his eyes, but
No, no,
it's fact. It's
it's
fact.
not. It's
The
not.
fact
It's
of the fact, the fact of the matter
you
is the
have
fact that this is the
biasness.
fact.
It's not a good film. It's not a good
Yes, it
film.
is.
No,
Yes,
it's
it
not.
is. It's such a social commentary film.
No, it's like saying the Phantom Menace is good.
Whoa.
Phantom Menace is not a good film.
Whoa.
It's not a good film.
Hold up. Yeah, the Clone
No,
Wars is.
which one?
The Clone Wars is.
Are you talking about Attack of the Clones?
Talking about animation.
Oh, I was
What
like, Attack of the Clones is even worse.
are you talking about?
The first two films in the prequel trilogy are horrible. Come on,
No, they're not.
come on.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, they are. They are. They really
and
are.
so is Scream
Mhm.
3. Scream 3 is a horrible film.
Scream 3 is
No,
fantastic,
it's not.
okay?
No, you're
Justice
biased.
for
You're
Scream
biased. You're
3.
biased.
Thank you, Beyond the Mask. I really appreciate you for giving me all the updates because yeah, I live for them and I am subscribed. But that's gonna be my topic for the day. Um
Ready to wrap it up then?
absolutely. Again, guys, thank you so much for checking out episode 143 of Our Real Addiction. If you haven't yet, again, please click the notification button, the subscribe button, and also the like button. And make sure to share this video with your friends, family, grandparents, uncles, anything. Really appreciate the love. And weekly episodes will return, promise. Um, and yeah, thanks for tuning in with us every week. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
As always, I'm Miguel.
And I'm Adam.
This was episode 143 of Our Real Addiction. Sig Parvis Magna, everybody.
Sic Parvis Magna.